Hey there, and welcome to this course on the Carulli Waltz, opus 241, number 4. This opus, this group of pieces, is full of some real gems, and this is one of them. This is the great waltz in here. Let's take a look at the structure of this piece, what we're in store for, and then get a game plan to go forward. What say? You know, the first thing when looking at a piece of music, first couple of things. First off, I look at what's the time signature just to see, like, you know, what are we in store for? 3/8, 3 beats per measure, 1 sharp. That means it's going to be an F sharp, 2nd fret instead of 1st fret on the 1st string, 4th fret instead of 3rd on the 4th string if we're going to use that one. And I think we do actually in here. So those two things, that's just some basic information about the piece. The next thing to look at is the road map. Okay, where does this thing go? What's the basic lay of the land here? And one of the big defining features we can see are these repeat signs at the end of every single line. That means that there are 4 main sections in this tune. And we're just going to label them A, B, C, and D. Very original. We can work on these. When we work on these, we can think of them as 4 separate little pieces, and that means that you can pick and choose which ones you want. I mean, you know, ideally if you're going to play the piece as he wrote it, you'd learn them all and play them in exact order. But as far as practicing goes, you could play A and C, and you can play B and D, and you could just jump around, and there's no harm in that, especially if there's something in that you want to work on, such as an arpeggio pattern. With the repeats, that means each of them repeat twice. No, they repeat once. You play them total twice. The next thing, looking at roadmap issues, is this right here, DC al fine. And so what this means, DC is da capo, and that means go back to the beginning. That's what DC means. Al fine means play until you see the word fine. There it is right there. So our basic roadmap here is then we start at the beginning, we play the first line twice, boom, boom. We play the second line twice, boom, boom. We play the third line twice. We play the fourth line twice because of the repeat. And now we're going to go up, DC al fine, back to the beginning. We're going to play the top line again, probably will not repeat that time, but we might if you want to, but typically not. And then the second line again, ending right here at the fine. And so that's the basic lay of the land. If we were going to write this in letters, it would be A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, B, or A, B, B, depending. So this is the basic route that we're going to take through this piece. And that's the way that we're going to do it in this course. If you were learning it on your own, you might look at it, glance through, and say, which section looks the hardest? And then start with that one, because that way you've got more time on it. And that's totally valid as well. And I'll do that a lot of times too. Pieces I'm learning, just pick out the hardest part, work on that for a while. A couple, 3 weeks later, or however long it takes, then I'll come and actually start learning how we're going to break this up into sections. Is each section, each of these sections, A, B, C, D, will break up into 2. And so we'll basically take 4-bar sections. And we'll take that one, then we'll take this one, and we'll just go all the way through on each of those. What you're going to find is that the second part starts off very similar as the first, and so the second sections will mainly just be dealing with a little ending section, because this is a repeat of this. You don't have to know that from looking at this, but I'm just telling you that's the case. One of the things we'll be talking about throughout this piece is the right hand and the right hand movements, and so these are really based on the closing the hand, the arpeggios. If you're a member of the woodshed, then you'll be able to really practice the things that you're working on in there using this piece with these specific primary arpeggio patterns. So if you don't know about those, then I'll link to the appropriate ones below. All right, now that we are ready, let's jump on in.